A very good afternoon to all our viewers. Thank you for tuning into Republic TV. I'm Deepak Suresh Kumar, and the top focus of this hour is Kejriwal's hearing at the Rouse Avenue Court. The Delhi Chief Minister has once again been presented before the District Magistrate in the Rouse Avenue Court after his 6-day custody with the Enforcement Directorate has come to an end. Now, the action will shift to the court soon after the proceedings begin. And we have a reportage, a big reportage that is in place outside the Enforcement Directorate's office at the Rouse Avenue Court. Let's go across to Shavan, who is joining us from Ground Zero. Shavan, it is an all-important hearing for the Delhi Chief Minister, and the Enforcement Directorate is all set to seek an extension of the custody. How does Arvind Kejriwal's fate now hang in the balance?
Well, in fact, first, there was no interim relief that was granted by the Delhi High Court. In fact, the Delhi High Court has sought a response from the Enforcement Directorate, and the argument that was put forth that the Enforcement Directorate should be given the same opportunity as it has been given to the petitioner in this particular case, which means that the matter comes up on the 2nd of April, and that's when the Enforcement Directorate is going to put out details of the investigation that they've carried out. Meanwhile, what has essentially happened, Deepak, is that his custody has gotten over here at the Enforcement Directorate. A short while back, we saw Arvind Kejriwal being taken out from the headquarters, being taken to a lower court, that's in Rouse Avenue Court, where the Enforcement Directorate has already produced him. We are given to understand the court has assembled, so the proceedings are expected to begin in a short while from now. A quick recap of what we know so far and what is expected in the next few hours. One, with regards to the breaking news now coming in, top sources are already indicating that the Enforcement Directorate will certainly seek further custody of Arvind Kejriwal. That could be around 7 days custody that the Enforcement Directorate will be seeking. Now, whether at all the court is satisfied, that we'll have to wait and watch. We cannot second guess at this point in time. But just to tell our viewers is what we know in terms of why exactly is the Enforcement Directorate seeking further custody. That's because the investigation hasn't been completed as yet, which means that, as the ED sources have been indicating, that they have got voluminous documents that have been seized over a long period of time, because this investigation has been going on for over 2 years now. Several arrests have been made, several documents have been seized, and not just that, items that have been recovered from the residence and premises of several accused. All that put together, they've collected voluminous documents and data that has been collected over a period of time, which they need to confront Arvind Kejriwal with. Apart from that, what is crucial in this entire investigation are the statements that have been recorded by the Enforcement Directorate under Section 50. Now, these are statements based on which this arrest has actually taken place, because these are witness statements. In this particular case, you have roughly about 4 to 5 approvers, and they have also taken the name of Arvind Kejriwal, and that is the reason why a confrontation likely to happen. Now, are we expecting a face-to-face interrogation to take place? Deepak, sources within the Enforcement Directorate just about 24 hours ago, when I spoke to them, they had indicated that right now there is no need for a joint interrogation. But as I've been maintaining, that it's a dynamic situation, it's fluid. Things could certainly change in the days to come with the Enforcement Directorate, if at all they feel the need to confront the other accused in this particular case. K. Kavita has already been sent to judicial custody. So is Manish Sisodia. So if at all the Enforcement Directorate feels there is a need, they will have to move an application before the court, seeking the court's permission for a joint interrogation between Kavita, Manish Sisodia, as well as Arvind Kejriwal. The fact that so far there has been no such application that has been moved is an indication that a joint interrogation is quite unlikely, because the statements of these individuals have already been recorded. So what is going to happen is that a confrontation is going to take place through those statements that have already been recorded. The other aspect that we have also picked up from our sources is that so far the Chief Minister has been non-cooperative. Also, there have been other developments that have taken place, that orders have actually been passed by the Chief Minister from inside the custody that has, raised an alarm. It has not only raised questions about whether at all there has been some sort of a leakage, which the Enforcement Directorate maintains that there has been no such leakage that has taken place, and rather an internal inquiry is already underway. They are looking into how exactly it happened, whether at all these were instructions that were given before the arrest that had taken place, whether at all there is an element of forgery that requires further investigation. These are certain aspects that will be looked into. But right now, the focus is certainly on the money trail, and look at what has happened earlier in the day, images that came in from Goa, where you've had the Aam Aadmi Party chief, him being summoned by the Enforcement Directorate, is a clear giveaway that the Enforcement Directorate is largely focusing on the movement of money, because that's where you've had the legal counsel of Arvind Kejriwal attacking the Enforcement Directorate, asking the question, where exactly is the money? If you don't have the money, if you don't have the money trail, where is the question of money laundering in the first place? And more importantly, what was the need of the arrest? These are some elementary questions that have been asked by the legal counsel of Arvind Kejriwal to the Enforcement Directorate. Now, this is expected to be answered here in the court too, where you would expect S.V. Raju, representing the Enforcement Directorate, answering these questions with regards to what is it that they have found so far and what is pending, which is why further custody is required.